Peace and prosperity being to all who's listening and watching. It's your girl Shay Miller, right? And I'm back with another video. And today's a video about how you can better fight your battles. And then sometimes not necessarily fight your own battles, but know that you don't have to fight everything alone. I believe that a lot of things we go through are mostly out of our control. Besides the decisions that we can make that have conclusions and consequences from a decision we made or action we chose to do that comes back on us, right? I think a lot of things, whether it be in other people's lives or in the life of ourselves, there's a lot of things that are out of our control. We can't control the person who's driving reckless and accidentally hit us. But in the entrepreneur world, they say you're responsible for everything that happens to you, which is 100% true. Be accountable, be responsible for everything you have going on in your life, and blame no one. A lot of people would be better off if they just surrender their own battles, to surrender their pain, their struggles, their hardships to God. Because at the end of the day, you didn't create yourself. God created you. So, though you have physical parents and in this physical realm, God created them too. God created you long before you was in the womb and knew the purpose He had for you. All your battles aren't your own. All the things you're fighting with aren't your fight. Every fight that you're fighting, you don't have to fight alone. If you give your battles to God, if you give your struggles, your trials, your hardships, anything that you're going through, because God obviously knows, if you give it to God, you won't ever have to fight alone. Now, it's moments that you can have God and feel alone. Trust me, I've experienced it. But there's times in our life where we feel alone only because we astray from God. When we indulge in liquor, or indulge in lust, or indulge in money, or indulge in desires of this realm, of this world. When we get lost in the physical world, get caught up in our own desires, we astray alone from God, because in the midst of pursuing it all, we lose track of putting God first. And we lose direction. We lose our battles. We were victorious in God, but at the end of the day, we feel like we're losing. We lose ourselves. We lose pieces of ourselves. We lose our character. We lose so much along the journey, and it's extremely hard to get things back together. It's really hard to find the missing pieces after not healing for so long, or not doing what you're supposed to do, or straying for the path, or lusting in desire, or just focusing on the wrong things, or indulging in lust, or indulging in other people's happiness and he say, she say, doing everything but focusing on God. After all, not everybody believes, so no judgment towards you guys. But those who do believe, the biggest problem with us is like we astray. And then we feel God's presence not with us because we're not seeking after God. We're not in God's face. We're not, putting God first. We're not telling God what we want, or saying, "Hey, God, I'm going to do this. We're gonna, do this. We're walking here." We're not walking God through our daily lives, putting Him first in our relationships and having healthier bonds and connections. And even though things don't always work out, you realize where you messed up because you strayed from the Lord. And instead of keeping God here, you let God get here. And then it kept going on and on and on. And you stray so far from the feeling of God and no longer feel like God's with you. But God's always with you. Get back on track, get back focused, and get back to God. And don't fight your battles alone.